Welcome back to Whatever You Need, the place where emotion, truth, and the pulse of the celebrity world collide. Before we dive into tonight's moving story, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and tap join to support our channel if you enjoy what we do. Because tonight, we're not just talking about a breakup, we're witnessing a confession that will be remembered for years. Under the soft lights of an evening press event, Ebru Şahin stood before a sea of cameras, her usually radiant composure dimmed by emotion. The air trembled with that uneasy stillness that falls just before something real happens. And then, with a voice that carried both fragility and truth, she said words that no one in that room was ready to hear. "I loved Akın so much. Perhaps that was my biggest mistake." It wasn't merely a confession, it was the cracking open of a heart that had learned too much too soon. Reporters froze mid-breath, photographers lowered their cameras, and for a brief, unforgettable moment, the world saw not the actress, but the woman behind the fame. Her hands trembled slightly, her eyes glistened, and even as she tried to keep her composure, the tears betrayed her. Someone asked softly from the crowd, "Do you regret it?" Ebru paused, the kind of pause that swallows a lifetime, before answering. "Love isn't complicated by regret. But sometimes, you deceive yourself. I thought love would heal everything. Some wounds, though, only grow deeper." Those few sentences painted a portrait of exhaustion, of strength reclaimed through pain. It became immediately clear that her story with Akın Akınözü had left marks deeper than tabloids could ever summarize. Within hours, her words had become a storm. Across Twitter, hashtags like #EbruDon'tCry, #Akın didn't deserve you, and #TrueLoveSometimesEnds surged into the trending list. On Instagram, Reels replayed her trembling voice, her expression caught between heartbreak and liberation. On TikTok, her confession turned into a sound millions used, a voiceover for people revisiting their own heartbreaks. But as the internet echoed with sympathy, one question began to surface like a tide rising too fast. Why now? Why, after all this time, did Ebru decide to speak? Sources close to her revealed that she had been holding her silence for months, even years. She had wanted peace, not publicity. Yet recently, as Akın's name began circling in new romance rumors, something inside her stirred, not anger, but the urge to finally release the truth she'd been carrying. A close friend reportedly told the press. Ebru didn't want to accuse anyone. She just wanted to breathe again. She said, "Sometimes the words you swallow become a lump in your throat. I just wanted to speak my truth." And with that, her silence turned into strength. For those who had followed the once beloved couple's journey, her tears reopened old memories. The chemistry that had enchanted millions, the laughter shared on set, the love that once seemed too vivid to fade, all came rushing back. But behind that perfect image, there had been fractures. Ebru explained it herself. Trusting someone endlessly sometimes means giving up on yourself. "I trusted so deeply that I lost sight of who I was. One day I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person staring back. That day, I knew it was over." It was a line that carried the quiet power of self-awareness, the moment when love transforms from comfort to confrontation, forcing you to choose between the person you love and the person you've become. Her confession wasn't bitter, it was cleansing. In her words, pain had matured into wisdom. And that's perhaps what resonated so deeply with fans, not drama, but truth. Even celebrities couldn't stay silent. Demet Özdemir posted that sometimes children and women are the bravest truth-tellers, while Hazal Kaya wrote that every woman will one day speak as Ebru did, but not everyone will have her courage. The industry, so often hungry for spectacle, found itself disarmed by sincerity. Meanwhile, Akın Akınözü remained silent. No statements, no cryptic posts, just quiet. But those who know him claimed he had seen the footage, and was deeply moved. One close acquaintance said, "He won't speak, but he's affected. When he saw her tears, he just stayed quiet." That says enough. Sometimes silence is louder than any defense. As social media continued to unravel every word, some speculated whether this confession was timed before a new project, a rumor her team strongly denied. "This was no PR move," said one friend. "It was simply emotion breaking its cage." And yet, the timing didn't matter. What mattered was the raw humanity in her words. They carried the ache of someone who had loved sincerely, lost painfully, and grown beautifully. Her last statement of the evening left no room for interpretation. "Reliving certain paths destroys you. I don't want to relive a feeling from the past. I don't hold a grudge, but that chapter of my life is closed." And just like that, she turned the final page of one of Turkey's most talked about love stories, not with bitterness but with grace. In the days that followed, talk shows replayed the video endlessly. Headlines screamed, "Ebru's confession, tears of true love," and "the message that broke Akın's heart." Fans filled her comment sections with messages like, "We're proud of you," and "Every woman deserves this kind of courage." Her most recent post, a simple caption reading, "Sometimes it's not love that makes you grow, but letting go," was flooded with hearts and words of solidarity. Maybe that's the real story here. Not the breakup, not the tears, but the transformation. As viewers, we often see celebrities through the prism of perfection, red carpets, filtered photos, success stories. But every once in a while, someone breaks that illusion. Ebru Şahin did that, not through scandal or spectacle, but through honesty. Her voice trembled, but it didn't falter. Her eyes teared, but they didn't hide. It's easy to admire someone when they're smiling. It takes something deeper to admire them when they're crying, yet still choosing truth. So what do you think, dear viewers? Was this a moment of liberation, or a wound reopened? Should Akın respond, or is silence the most respectful answer? Tell us in the comments below. We always love hearing your thoughts. If this story touched you, don't forget to subscribe to whatever you need for more exclusive stories, unseen angles, and heartfelt confessions from the stars you love. Hit the join button to become part of our growing family, like this video to support what we do, and remember, behind every headline, there's a heartbeat. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep your hearts open and your minds kind.